Yo guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video we'll be talking about actually tropical storm Mindy has formed here. And now we've got two areas of interest to watch out in the Atlantic. They could travel anywhere here. So this wave could go like that, this wave could go like this. You don't really know what the pattern will be yet for these systems, but Larry is weakening now, 90 miles an hour still. It is delivering tropical storm force winds to Bermuda, so if you're on Bermuda, do expect some tropical storm warnings. And Canada, do expect some hurricane conditions as the storm rides up north on early Friday. Yeah, early Friday to late Saturday. So do be careful when the storm goes like this. Even you can still experience some tropical storm force winds in Iceland as well. Even though it's an extra tropical system, it will still have tropical storm warning, tropical storm, tropical storm threat on the island. And you do have tropical storm watches out here and hurricane watches out. So you do know, just be careful when you get hurricane watches out here. It's not like this storm probably might not hit you guys, but if it does, just be careful in Atlantic Canada and all in this area here. So, anyway, moving on to the Pacific. Olaf right now. Category 1, 70 knots. 80 miles per hour. Next update is probably going to get to 80. Next update. Should possibly either make a landfall or just graze the coast of Bay J, California. It doesn't, if the cone is here, it doesn't mean that it will follow the cone. It, like what Ida was doing. Ida was going east of the cone, west of the cone, back north of the cone, east of the cone again, west of the cone. That's what Ida kept doing. It's kept going east cone, west cone, kept going out of the cone. This system could move a bit south and then do that. So you could do experience tropical storm watches on California instead of hurricane warnings. But even though it's a hurricane, still take this as it's a category 5 and higher, because a category 1 hurricane could still do some really catastrophic flooding in parts of like California and or here. So do experience some tropical storm warnings all the way here, but hurricane warnings are only here. So you do have less hurricane warnings, because obviously the hurricane force winds are only on one side of the system. They haven't built around in this part of the system yet. But as you get here, it's meant to do a post-tropical transition. So by 6 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, Saturday, and then the next advisory after that, which is 6 p.m., it will weaken. 100% weaken. 12 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. By the way, that's Mountain Daylight Time. I use Mountain Daylight Time in Mexico. They use Central Daylight Time in some other countries. I don't know why they use it. So anyway, so we need to check on Super Typhoon Chanthu right now. Typhoon Chanthu. It's a Category 4 now. Chanthu is still a really strong system. Obviously 120 knots now. And then weakened to 110. 110, 105, 180. This thing got to a Category 5 hurricane right here yesterday. It had a 160, I think it was 165 miles an hour as a peak, to be honest. I don't think it was 160. My analysis say it's 165. But, you know, other people are going with 60, so I'll go with 60. And obviously, it started to weaken due to an eye wall replacement cycle, which happened here, and that's why it's not going to be re-strengthening for any longer. It may have a chance to re-strengthen here, but then weaken here as wind shear should start to take a toll on the system. But doesn't mean, oh, the storm's going to be making landfall as 100 knots. 100 knots isn't nothing. Well, 100 knots is, you know, Category 4 winds. Maybe even Category 3 force winds. So do take that with a pinch of salt, because you can experience typhoon warning, typhoon conditions, and tropical storm conditions on from north of Taipei all the way down to the southern part of the country. So even the Gasawara Islands here, just be careful, because you can get the outer bands which will produce the odd tropical storm force winds here. So, you know, just have shelter if you do have a shelter, because you don't know, because the storm could have a recenter location, and it could do that. So they're doing that. Yesterday it was supposed to do this. So basically it was supposed to go west. No, it was supposed to carry on going west like that, then do that, and then do that. So that's a massive change in the track. The track went more north now, because the high pressure ridge is weaker now, which should push the storm north. But doesn't matter about that, because this storm will make a catastrophic landfall with Category 2 force winds and very strong urban and flash flooding. So do keep that in mind. If you live anywhere from the Chinese coast, anywhere from Luzon, all up here, do be careful. Flash flooding even here, because even from a Category 1, that can produce some very heavy flooding. So anyway, let's move on to Conson. Tropical storm. Conson, sorry about that, guys. They do expect a typhoon peak here, but then weaken to a tropical storm again before making landfall. And it's 50 knots. And then completely weaken to 30 knots before making landfall. At this point, I think probably wind shear, dry air takes a toll on the system. So I will show the forecast models and the satellite imagery of Typhoon Chanthu. Tropical depression Mindy does not look good, so we're not going to show you Mindy. Larry is still looks okay. Right, Olaf right now. Well, actually, it is starting to form an eye wall, so I think it's actually a category 2 now, to be honest. This does, even though this is trying to form an eye, it doesn't look as good as what Ida did. Ida had a better structure than this. A way better structure than this, but you know, well, Ida didn't continuously have minus 90-degree cloud tops blowing up around its centre here. Olaf does, so you know, it's not going to be a major hurricane like it was in 2015. But yeah, if you do enjoy these videos, you know, just don't forget to leave us like and comment, subscribe and share, you know. Really helps to put out my channel and promote my videos to the public. So anyway, enough chit-chatting. I'll show you the models. So they do have Mindy reforming again, but obviously I don't think Mindy will reform again, to be honest. And there's no point me showing Mindy's cone, because it's meant to be a depression for a day, and then just weaken back to an extratropical system. So at this point, the high pressure system is strong. So do expect some marginal development, because by September the 21st, you do have 3 systems out there again, but one of them becomes a major hurricane and strikes Florida as a category 4 hurricane on September the 25th, 2021. So, you know, just have to be very careful. Chanthu. The HWRF for Chanthu, they're still on it as 971. But actually, they've still got it as 943 millibars, which is, you know, decent enough. Obviously, weakening at this point. So, yeah, not actually making a direct landfall. It may deliver typhoon force winds here, but not a close pass to the eye. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, share, and see you all in the next video. Peace and have a good day.